We are in a very potent time as we reach the exact alignment of outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, and Jupiter, several sextiles, trines, and an opposition going on all at the same time. And we have some other things going on as well. I am Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Saturday, July 18th and Sunday, July 19th. So you may recognize these dates as we are entering the most exact phase of this potent outer planet alignment that astrologers everywhere are talking about, including myself. And I have a podcast episode coming out on Sunday about what the cradle formation, these outer planet sextiles, really means in terms of these multiple interacting planetary cycles at the same time, and why it's so potent, and specifically what dynamics and what energies are being awakened and how we can think about it. So I think you will really enjoy episode 7 coming out on Sunday. Last week in episode 6, I talked about Jupiter in Leo and how it is showing us the way as the fastest moving planet of these outer planets that are coming into this potent alignment, but also how it is the leading edge of all these cycles that are unfolding. So why that Jupiter in Leo energy is inviting us to step into leadership as our individual selves. Each of us, right? We're not looking for that one central authority figure or that one person in power who is going to make everything okay for us. No, we are looking for how that invitation falls on us, how each of us as an individual is asked to step into our own leadership, even if that's small for you, right? It doesn't have to be huge. The point is you see yourself as sovereign and as the authority in making decisions and steering things the way you want them to go. So that's Jupiter in Leo. Really, really important to understand how Jupiter in Leo is inviting us to shine our lights and our creative vision through this time. So that I dive deep into that in episode 6 on the Astrology Heals podcast. Episode 7, again, we'll go more into each of the cycles and what all of those different energies are bringing. So these are all different aspects of how to look at and think about this potent moment. Again, it is not one moment. It is, in fact, many years that this outer planet alignment is inviting us to a bigger process of change. When a bigger process of change happens, you don't really see it from day to day. It's one of those things that you look back on and you go, oh, things are really different than they were last year, right? Or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. You can see big changes happening over time. And now, not all of that feels good, right? And so we've talked about that, and I talk about that in the podcast, how it's not like this opening door that says everything's going to be okay. It is like an opening door that says, here is the winds of support at your back, and what it is you are choosing will be supported. So that brings the agency back to ourselves and what and how we are choosing to move through this time. So if you find yourself reaching into a deeper process of your emotional, some emotional processes. We do have Mercury retrograde in Cancer. We just had a Cancer new moon. So some of it could be emotional. Some of it could be just change that is happening in your life that you need to adjust to, ways of seeing yourself differently. Some of it might be an invitation to step up into a more powerful or authentic or free version of yourself. So these are all parts of what is possible over time. Again, doesn't happen overnight, but we are in the changiest change part of this alignment as it comes really, really close to exact. It's kind of like the way that an eclipse brings in a portal. And so we have this portal, this opportunity of change, this opportunity to get grounded in and clear about who we are, what we want, what's important to us. I talk about this a lot on this YouTube channel, but I don't think we can hear it too many times, right? That reminder to not focus your attention on what you're afraid will happen, or, the negative things you hear on the news and all that. Be aware, for sure. Be aware of what's going on and take in the information that's, healthy for you. Like, you don't have to take in more than you can handle, but take in enough to help you work with it, right? To do your own process of supporting yourself and your self-care to help you do the transformation that is possible here, to be your best self and to have your best life and to feel the most sense of fulfillment and joy and all of that. So that is the bigger moment, or the smaller moment, I guess, within the bigger moment. To bring it back, really back to the here and now, another thing that's happening, not only do we have all these outer planet sextiles, but we also have a Mars sextile to Saturn that is exact on Sunday, July 19th. So another sextile in case we didn't have enough. We also have the moon moving through its sextile to the sun, and we're heading into the upcoming couple weeks now, but it will be I guess a week and a half or so. Anyway, it will be the full moon in Aquarius, so further activates this cradle and all of this outer planet alignment. So things continue to move and shift, even in the day to day, and bringing it back to the moon sign, which tells us the mood of the day. We have the moon in Virgo most of the day on Saturday. So focus on being practical and detail oriented, getting things in order, making things run more smoothly in your life, making things beautiful, pleasing, all the ways that Virgo, gives us that opportunity to fix things, repair, mend, attend to details, improvement, refinement, perfecting, all of that. Think of it in a positive way, not in the sense of being self-critical, but really in the sense of how could I make this even better? Whatever it is, you have an opportunity to make a difference in. We have then the moon going into Libra, and just before 10 p.m. on Saturday, the moon, Pacific time, the moon goes into Libra. So then we shift into the air sign, the relationship focused themes of Libra. Libra is about balance. It's about peace and the peacemaker and how we get along with one another. So it has to do with partnerships, cooperation, collaboration. So that mood of the day, energy, bringing our focus to how we learn more about ourselves through the people in our lives, our various different kinds of relationships and people we work with, people we have fun with, people we live with, all the people that are important to you. So that Libra moon further, taking us into what it is we are learning about ourselves. And with this bigger opportunity for change really coming into focus, bringing us into that necessity of really releasing old, outmoded ways of being, themes from the past, beliefs from the past, attachments from the past, even things that have helped us in the past. Sometimes we need to take a second look at it, right? Like, it helped me for a while, but maybe I don't need it anymore. Maybe it's not going with me on the next phase of my journey. Just like if you are moving to a new house, you look at your stuff and you go, am I going to keep this? Does this go with me to my next place? Or am I done with it, right? Did it serve me well? But it was part of this old identity, this old place that I lived, this old environment that was part of who I was in my daily life for a long time, but it's not going to go with me where I'm heading. So how could that be maybe some old thinking, some old beliefs, some attachments, some even old relationships or old objects, things, just whatever, things that are in your life that are like, time to let go of that, because we are focusing toward the future, because we want to create space and clear the decks for what we are creating next. And that can be very exciting and inspiring. And don't be afraid to think big and to imagine in big ways about what you really want and how it really feels. And let yourself have that feeling of wanting, because the everything is wide open right now. Hugely creative time where there's a lot that is possible. And what we want to do is steer the possibility in the direction that we want and not let someone else steer our reality in a way that we don't want. So that's the work, and this is the opportunity. Thanks so much for being here with me. You can find the Astrology Heals podcast anywhere you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. You can also listen to all of my podcasts at transformationalastrology.com, where you can sign up to support this work, which is greatly appreciated. You can also get monthly support in working with my Manifesting with Moon Cycles program to deepen into your own process and have that deeper support for what it is you are creating and becoming. Thanks again for being here and for subscribing to this YouTube channel. I'm here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.